So Microsoft has two tools. One is called Copilot Studio, and one is called Azure AI Foundry. And both of these are used for building AI agents. And they both are integrated into Azure, which is Microsoft's cloud. So this advice comes from Microsoft. It says Copilot Studio is used for these situations, right? Retail customer, human resources. Foundry is best used for healthcare, manufacturing, finance. I'm not finding that. So when I do job searches, I'm getting 99% of the jobs here and then 1% here. However, with that said, this is what the softies are pushing. All right. Almost everything right now Microsoft does, they're pushing AI Foundry on us. So we've got a conundrum. Do we learn Copilot Studio or do we stop everything? Because almost all of my platform has been to teach Copilot Studio. Or do we stop here and start teaching Azure Foundry? Or I guess there's always another option. Or I teach Copilot Studio and Foundry. It's a lot more work. It's also going to be a lot more difficult to interview with, right? Because you've got two platforms you're going to have to understand and know. So let me know what you think. Those people that are focusing on becoming AI agent engineers who are going to take my platform, tell me what you think. Studio or Foundry. And those people that aren't can weigh in also. Do you think one of these is going to win? Maybe Foundry is going to win eventually because it's being so heavily pushed by Microsoft. And interestingly enough, the most of the videos online from Microsoft are about Studio. So, a little perplexing. All right, let me know what you think. Have a great day. All right, so we've just created our first agent, and this is the screen we're going to see. So let's talk a little bit about it. Do I want red or black? Let's go with red. It'll stand out. So here we have our breadcrumbs. Here we have the little house that says you are at home, which is really the overview page. So we've got two panels. We've got endpoints and keys, and we have project details. Right, so what are on endpoints and keys? Well, firstly, maybe we should define what they are. The very first thing we see is an API key. So an API key is like a password that lets a system or app access other systems' data or services. Next up, so we move down and we have, well, it says endpoints and keys, so I'm guessing these are endpoints. So Azure Foundry Project Endpoint. An endpoint is the URL where your API or deployed model listens to. And this is that endpoint. So what's an API? An API is an application programming interface. It's a set of rules that allows different software systems to communicate with each other. Now we have two panels, and now we've defined what's on those two panels. Before I begin to navigate, let's go ahead and take a look at one other thing I'd like to show you. Notice right here on our breadcrumbs, we have this, and we have recent resources. So remember we said that in AI Foundry, so this is in, we'll just call it Foundry. You know it's AI by now. In Foundry. So in Foundry, we have this construct or this concept of a project, right? Well, what are the two projects we had, right? We said we needed a default project. There it is. And we said most of ours, because we're going to be creating agents, at least for right now, are going to fall under the AI Foundry project. All right, let's jump over and do some navigating. All right, so here we are. We have our home button. I guess we can click on that. Let's go ahead and click on our home button, or our very first navigation on the left-hand side. So keep building with Azure AI Foundry. So we just talked about the different resources, didn't we? We got a project and we have an AI Foundry. It was created in what region? These are data centers. So both of these resources, projects, and the type of project for our agent is AI Foundry, was created in East US 2, and it was created on June 13th. All right. All right, let's go ahead and click back. We just talked about this. All right, we talked about that, our project, and we talked about the sub project or the definition of our project is the AI Foundry project. Over here we have our Foundry agent. It is like just our chat for things that we want to ask it specific to building agents. So it says Azure AI Foundry. All right, so let's just say you already know what a API is. What is an SDK? What's a software development kit? It's taking its good old time. Not a very smart agent. Ah, it's in preview. All right, well, we waited long enough for that. We'll close that. You get the idea. Maybe they'll have it working the next time. So what do we have? All resources. We know what the resources are, the projects, right? So what do we have here? Preview features. We have Foundry settings. If we click on that, you can see we can go system light or dark. Great. What do we have here? Feedback. No thanks. I don't want to give you any. Where we are, right? And the name of the resource, our project, and we're in these two. And over here, we have some basic login information, some basic account information, like my email and something else. All right, so what do we have? We talked about the project details panel. Again, pay as you go, right? Because I'm paying for this as you go. All my credits have been eaten up with the Fabric course, so of course I have to pay them. So subscription ID, again, that's pretty self-explanatory. In here, we can manage project settings, and if we want, we can open up the Management Center. All right, now we have a great overview of our overview page.